South Africa's fragile economy and food security ecosystem are facing continuous threats as the provision of healthy food is compromised due to the rolling blackouts. Retailers and supermarkets are experiencing thin stocks on their shelves due to the shortages in supply that in turn threatens the livelihoods, the agriculture industry and the country's economy. Dili Molepo owns a supermarket in Atteridgeville in Tshwane and shares with us the struggles linked to the rolling blackouts.
Load shedding affected too much.
Load shedding has affected us too much because we have now had to use the little money we have to buy a power generator. We are struggling, and up to so far, some items like meat we've had to cut down on stocking in bulk because they get rotten. Even dairy items like milk, we've had to throw away some stock. This has affected us too much. We are now asking Eskom and the government to help us, please.
So it affected too much load shedding.
Molepo has been running his supermarket for over 10 years now and says it has been tough as he's had to adjust the way he operates, turn some customers away and lose the little profits.
We have downsized. Some items are not in stock, so we see customers turned away daily. I would also see myself going almost every day to buy some items to put on the shelves. Because unlike before, we can't buy in bulk. It's a risk to buy in bulk because the items go off quickly.
Well, this has seen concerns raised around the potential price hikes, this on some food items if load shedding persists, a situation that economists say will plunge consumers further into distress due to the already high cost of living.
We're going to definitely see that because if we are to look at the country at large, there are areas that have had the electricity problems far too long, or at least the infrastructure there, it has been an issue. So with those areas, then it's going to probably be an issue earlier than you'll probably maybe see in other areas. For an example, if for processors that are situated in areas where there has been always, at least for a longer period, be an issue to supply electricity, then it's very likely that in those areas you're going to see a reduction in supplying that food. And then as soon as that happens, then prices are going to respond to that.
Consumers say the price hikes will deal them a blow as they can't afford to buy their favorite items. Some have already had to adjust what's in their food basket and buy less due to the load shedding.
I am one of the customers here and we get frustrated. Some items have been taken off the shelves because of the load shedding. We also can't buy a lot of food anymore. Some of us have also lost work because of this very same load shedding.
Because we are hard done. We can't even budget anymore. It's affecting even money to buy school uniforms for our children. We can't even make lunch boxes for our children anymore as some items are not in stock. We are struggling. Our fridges are getting messed up, so we are really struggling.
The Agricultural Business Chamber of South Africa says the industry is facing trying times with input costs soaring. Many farmers and retailers are in crisis management mode and struggling to keep up.
It has a tremendous impact, I think not simply on the farming community, remember, because the agri-food value chain stretches all the way from inputs, including farmers, cold storage, processing, all the way up to the retail space. So essentially the additional cost for load shedding does affect the profitability and the balance sheet of each one of those entities. So if you look at where it has the biggest impact, on the input side, of course, a lot of energy is required, for instance, to manufacture animal feeds, to manufacture fertilizer or certain chemical products, especially chemical fertilizers. On farm specifically, where the biggest challenges are currently faces in the irrigation sector.
The Minister of Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development, Toko Didiza, is yet to release a plan to help the industry deal with the fallout from load shedding. Economists, on the other hand, have urged for less severe load shedding in areas under irrigation and at food processing facilities. They've warned that if the situation continues, food prices will have to be hiked, which will in turn be felt by consumers. Production will also decrease, putting food security at risk in the country. Katlego Logodi, SABC News, Pretoria.